Country Mornings. I'm with Ottawa's New Country 94. We're so excited. The road trip tour has arrived in Ottawa at the CTC. We're going to have a quick chat with Paul Brandt to find out what we can expect from tonight's show.
Well, this is I think kind of a once in a lifetime sort of an event, and when the idea came up, it was a pretty easy one for me to say yes to, because I've been a huge fan of Dean's since the first time that I heard Brothers on the radio. When I heard that song, I immediately turned it up, and then I had to figure out, okay, who is this guy? I always try and find ways to tell great stories within whatever movement is happening in country music. You know, for us, our response to Bro Country was the song "Get a Bed," and doing something that tips its hat to what's happening, and at the same time stays true to what I've always tried to do in my music, has been kind of the secret. But you want to try and do what you can to remain relevant by staying on top of the trends and listening to what other people are doing, and then figure out a way to fit what you do into it. We all have creativity inside of us, and I think that we always have this sort of voice in our head saying, no, that's not good enough. There's that critic's voice, and songwriters get really good at negotiating with that voice and telling it when to shut up and when to speak. And I think that for me, it's always just been about knowing when to listen to that voice and when not to. And there does come a point where you just have to go, look, I love this, I'm going to do it anyways. But along the way, whether it's my voice or people around me even saying, yeah, that song's good or that song's not, when it comes down to it, I'm the one who has to decide whether I want to live with it or not. Yeah, I'm an Open Road. It's kind of a very unusual song for me. I recorded it, but it wasn't finished yet. By the time that I finished recording the tracks, I started to have a lot of doubts about the way that the lyric had turned out. And so I went back and rewrote it 2 or 3 times, and called a buddy of mine, and it was like, I just don't feel like it's there yet. His artist name is Sibel. He's from Salmon Arm, British Columbia. He's a top 40 artist, and had a great hit with a song called Till the Sun Burns Out. And I just love his sensibility when it comes to melody, and when you hear the part where Jess Moskaluk comes in, that melody was actually something that he wrote. And when I heard it, I thought, this would be perfect for a female voice. And I knew Jess was coming on the tour, and I'm a huge fan of hers. And so we called her camp and asked if they'd be willing to do it, and they said yes, fortunately. And I think she just takes the song to a whole other level, and I'm really pleased with the way that it's been received here. It's been wonderful. I look back, and there are times where I second guess and wonder what it would have been like if I would have done this or would have done that. But there comes a point where I think all of us, we look at old photographs and we always go, why was I wearing that? That butterfly collar was horrible, whatever, right? And you just have to kind of hold on to life a bit loosely. I think you go out and you have adventures, do the best that you can, and let the chips fall where they may.